My name is Samuel Squiskit Stimple. Rocking Rhino, and I like the Sutekh return. I think the Sutekh comeback was marvellous, as a wise man once said. I also think it was pretty yellow. Yeah, I say things are yellow when they're good, but no one else does, so I had to fill you in on that. Do you want to hear my points? Well, if you do, then you have to subscribe and like right now, because I've got a special filter on this video that only lets you hear me talk if you're liked and subscribed. First off, he looks freaking sick. He looks Jepic. He looks like those things from Scooby-Doo movie, if that movie actually had a budget. Oh, but he wasn't a dog in the 70s. Who gives a toss? He looks sick. Actually, I think a lot of the problem with Empire of Death comes down to us lot. The fans. We create way too much hype. If Empire of Death was a mid-series episode, we would not care anywhere near as much as we do. Because the episode isn't that bad, it's all of our expectations building up to it that are bad. And you can come at me all you want being like, oh, well, Russell teased the Ruby mum stuff. I'm not talking about Ruby's mum, alright? She can do one. I'm talking about Sutekh, the big fluffy dog. Upon the ending of the cliffhanger, what do you expect Sutekh to do? You expect him to dust the whole world and stand on top of his Empire of Death. So why was everyone so disappointed when that's exactly what he did? We were expecting him to start barking, doing some backflip tricks that his owner taught him, expecting him to start flying through the sky like a super jet. I don't understand what everyone was expecting from this finale. He's Sutekh, he dusts the planet, he sits there and goes, haha, I'm Sutekh and that, and I win. It ain't that deep, man. I don't know why everyone was so fuming about the character assassination of Sutekh. We also create way too much hype around finales in general, which is a lot of the reason why they fall flat. I mean, the reality was an exception to that, but finales don't need to be these grand, bombastic things. They can just be an episode of TV, you know what I mean? They don't need to be like mind-shockingly blowing, and half the time when the writer's like, right, they want something mind-shockingly blowing, let me write down something mind-shockingly blowing like by generation, we all kick off anyway, so stop begging for it. Let's just crack on and have like, boom, be a finale one day. Why not? It's a decent episode, let's end with that one on a good note. This is a serious point now, and I've said this for years, things are much worse when they are present. They're happening right now. So at the time of Empire of Death, we were all fuming because this is what we were at to deal with in this particular moment. However, no one really still moans about Battle of Ranskarav Kolos and gets really angry at it because it's like 10 years ago now, you know what I mean? We don't need to stress about that. And I guarantee if Empire of Death was a classic Who episode and we went back and watched it, we'd all leave it pretty happy. Because it's recent that we all take a massive dislike to it. I guarantee fast forward to 2043 and the future Doctor Who showrunner will have brought back an old villain and we'll all be like, oh god, this is so much worse than the Sutekh reveal because it's recent. And we'll all be like, I like the Sutekh reveal now. We'll all be screaming from the top of our lungs like Troy Bolton, begging for Russell to come back. I know, I can't wait for it. I actually can't wait. Now, I'm not totally brain dead. I will admit, Sutekh being latched onto the TARDIS for all that time is bloody stupid. And the fact that he's only revealing himself now because he wants to know who Ruby's mum is bloody stupid. And that is a bit silly of the character to do. However, he's out now. People still moan that this was like a bigger character assassination. Like, end of the day, he was hung onto the TARDIS for a bit and he got out and does exactly what he used to do. So I don't understand that criticism at all. Now, the reason I bring this up is because I'm currently doing a rewatch of this era of Doctor Who with my lovely wife, and she has no idea who Sutekh is. She don't even know what a Dalek is, because they don't have any in the Disney era. However, when we got to Empire of Death, I turned to her afterwards and said, what do you think about that? And do you know what she said in her lovely Birmingham accent? The big bad dog is the god of death. That's pretty cool. And that's it. Because so many people day after day on Twitter are like, guys, Russell used to be so good at like reintroducing old villains like the Cybermen by re-characterizing them in a new story. And I'm like, bruv, did you not hear about the pantheons of gods? Yeah, it's a bit silly, it's a bit goofy, it doesn't really make much sense. But for a new audience, all they need to know, if they don't know who Sutekh is, like my lovely mum, she didn't know who Sutekh was when she was watching it. All you need to know is he's the big bad god of death. That's a big enough cliffhanger for the finale. You don't need to know the name Sutekh exactly. They could have not addressed the Doctor and Sutekh meeting before, and that might have been for the better, and just have him be the god of death. The only people who care about new viewers not knowing Sutekh is the people who know who Sutekh is. The actual new viewers tend to just not give a toss, and they'll either watch it or they won't watch it, depending on if they think they'll be interested, not on if they know the big name drop or not. It is a bit of a mess. It is a bit silly at times. I will admit, I'm not saying it's a 10-10 finale, but I'm saying we need to stop moaning about it so much. It's not that deep. My final point here, the reason why we should love Sutekh's reveal and Empire of Death, it was written by Russell T Davies, who is the absolute GOAT writer of Doctor Who. So everyone, let's all blow a kiss to the big man. the end of the day, if you disagree with me on this, you just can't handle the truth, alright? But, you know, if you want to try and prove me wrong in the comments, you bloody do that. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed, drop a dislike if you didn't enjoy. The button's there, so rate it fairly how you want to. But if you press the dislike button, I will have to find you. I'm not going to do that because I'm too lazy. If you're new here, please subscribe with the notification bell on. It'd mean the absolute blood clot world. Leave a comment, like I say. If you're on mobile, near the comments, there's a button that says hype. If you push the hype button, it gets me TikTok famous and all that, so you might as well try and do it. If you want to help me out money-wise, you can leave a super thanks in the comments. One-time payment, you get your name at the end of the next video, or you can become a channel member. You get your name at the end of every video, alongside early access to the review videos and a bonus Q&A on its way. Again, I've said it's on its way for about 3 months now. I ain't even filmed the thing. I'm just a lazy C word. Thank you for watching. I've been Sam. I'll see you later, and ta-ra!